Okay, next type of account was impersonal account. Impersonal account simply means which is not a personal account. So we have to understand the type of impersonal account. So second type of account was B. Second type of account was real account. Was real account. Now, as I mentioned earlier, real account means any lifeless things but have a monetary value in business concern. It can be tangible as well as intangible. So we're going to discuss that in the later part of the video. So let us just say that it has monetary value in business concern. So say for example, like uh, you can simply say that the properties of a business are real account. So what are the type of properties that are in the business? Like say land is one kind of property which are monetary value. Building, these are the very common examples. Cars, furnitures, etc. Now all these things have monetary value and are tangible, okay, in the business. So these all these things comes under the real account. Okay, now all these are intangible. There are some intangible things as well. Say for example, goodwill, copyrights. All these things are intangible things but have a monetary value in business. So all these items falls under the real account. Okay, so what are the rule to deal with the real account? So rule of real account is what comes in is always debit, and what goes out is always credit. Okay, now this is the rule for real account. You need to figure out which are the things that are coming inside the business and which are the things that are going out of the business. All right, now if it is coming in the business, then it will be debit item. If it is going out of the business, it is the credit item. Now for there's a one simple trick. Let me just say, not trick, but this is the common format of accounts. Like you need to write debtors in this side and creditors in this side. Okay, now as you can see, debtors are inside, debit side is always inside, and credit side is always outside. Okay, so from this you can relate this rule as well. What comes in is debit item. What goes out is credit item. You can also relate these things with the real account, so you would not forget. Okay, now let us understand this with a good example, with a better example. Okay, so let's just say example number 1. Okay, example number 1. Okay, I'm gonna purchase furniture for my business, a table or chair, anything, whatever maybe. Purchase furniture. Okay, I purchase furniture from certain person. Okay, whatever the case may be. So that's not the issue here. So let us understand this transaction. I purchase furniture. That means in this transaction there is only one account, that is real account. Furniture is my real account. Okay, it comes under the real account. Furniture is tangible. Furniture, I can feel it and has a monetary value. Okay, obviously it has a monetary value, so it comes under the real account. So whenever I purchase something for my business, it comes in the business. Right, now the furniture is coming in the business. That means whatever comes in is always a debit item. So furniture is coming in the business, so we're going to put the furniture in a debit side. That's one example for you. Okay, now second example, sold goods. Okay, I deal with some kind of commodity goods or services from the business, and I sold them. Right, now what I'm selling is goods. okay, whatever goods or commodity or items, whatever you can say. Okay, commodities or whatever. Okay, I'm selling it. Whenever I'm selling something, it's going out of my business. All right, it's going from my business, going out from my business. So whenever I sell something, it's going out of my business. That means what goes out is always a credit item. So I'm gonna put goods in a credit side. All right. Okay, now this is the second type of account, that is real account, and the rule for that is this. Okay, now let's just move on to the third part and the last type of account, that is nominal account. Now this is the nominal account, which is the most easy to understand. Nominal account. So in nominal account, we are dealing with the imaginary things, like fictitious things. There's those are there in the business, but we can't actually see them, we can't feel them, but there, the presence of there is always there in the business. Say and the say for example, income, loss, expenses, profits, all these things are related to business. These are all fictitious, but comes under the nominal account. But there is always an income in the business, there will be always expenses in the business, there will always be profit or loss in the business. So all these type of items comes under the nominal account. Say for example, some of the example of nominal accounts are like whenever we hire someone to work for us, we have to pay salary, right? Salary is my expenses. Okay, now there will be electricity bill, electricity charges, all these are expenses, comes under the nominal account. Okay, now there will be some income as well. Say for example, I gain some profit, those are also come under the nominal account. If I incur some losses, if I incur some loss, that is also my nominal account. So all these type of things comes under the nominal account. So how to deal with the nominal account? There's another rule for that. So to understand that nominal account, how to deal with the nominal account, we need to understand how to do the rules. I mean, how to how to deal with, to deal with the nominal account, we need to understand the rule first. Okay, now the rule for nominal accounts says that any type of expenses or losses we incur in business are always debit. Any expenses or losses that we incur in business are always debit. Okay, and any type of incomes or profits are always credit. These are the rules for the nominal account. Any income or profits are always credit items, and expenses, losses are always debit items. Now we need to figure out which one is income, which one is expenses. Okay, I have already given the example of some of the expenses and profits. Okay, salary, electricity charges, all these are nominal accounts, which are expenses. So these all are the expenses. That means salary, electric charges are my expenses, which has to be debit, and profit is my income, which has to be credit. Now let us understand the nominal accounts with a clear example. Okay, so obviously in accounts there will be always one debit item which will be inside and credit item which will be outside. Okay, so example number 1. Example number 1 says that paid salary to employees. Okay, to obviously to run a business you have to hire someone and you have to pay them wages or salaries. So in this case, in this transaction, we have one account type of account, that is salary. Salary is my nominal account, and salary, since we are paying to employees, it became my expenses. And for the for nominal account, rule says any expenses or losses has to be debit, so we are putting salary on a debit side. Okay, so salary becomes our debit item. Second example says, let's just say discount not given but received. Discount received. Discount received, since we are receiving discount, that means we are gaining some incomes, we are gaining some profits. If I receive some discount, obviously my profit will increase. So in this discount received is my incomes. Discount received is my incomes. It's increasing my income, obviously. So any items that are incomes of profit are always credit in nominal account. So discount received will be my credit items. Okay, so these are the basic rules. These are the basic rules to understand. These are the basic rules to understand the types of accounts. Okay,